Alright, welcome back. So today we have the DBXL with the 32cc motor swap into it to make it like the current DBXL, except this is the old K&N version. So I have some modifications that I have to get done to this thing. One, everybody's been talking about this safety cutoff switch, so we're going to stick one of those in there. I've expressed my concerns about these things, that most of the time they create more problems than good, because of where I run these things. I don't really run them around people, but I decided to do it with this one because I had the throttle hang up, I think 2 times on this thing, to where I didn't have control of the RC, and then all of a sudden it came back. So I don't know if something's going on with the receiver or if something's going on with the wiring in between or battery connection. I have swapped out the battery connection because it was corroded. I did change the battery, but I'm still having kind of an issue. So I don't know if it's one of the receivers shorting out and cutting the battery, or what's going on. So I'm going to throw this kill switch in. We're going to take a look at some of the electronics, and hopefully I can get that part of it fixed. Smith RC Studios had sent out a couple of parts that he purchased for his DBXL, the new version, the 2.0, that comes with the 32cc. I had purchased his Losi 5T motor from him to throw into this, which we did. But he had bought some of these parts for his, which turns out don't work on the older or on the newer models. They work on the older models. He thought that they were the same, so he sent these over to me, which I'm very grateful for. So we're going to throw these on. This looks like to be the rear brace, and that's the part number, LDB005X. And then this DDM top plate. I guess he purchased all these from DDM. So this one says DB171. So I believe he purchased these from DDM. I'm not sure. He sent them over to me, wherever he got them from. And then I bought this kit per Chef Beardley because I needed this spring, which doesn't come with the header pipes. So before I get started on that, I am going to take the time, because tomorrow, Saturday, May 7th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., High Desert Hobbies is having a hobby swap meet in their parking lot. So I am going to attend this. If you need any more information, their phone number's down below. Just let them know you saw it on this channel. But I am going to try to attend this tomorrow, and probably bring a few things to get rid of. Since I have so much stuff, there's quite a few things that I need to get rid of and make some room. So if you guys are in the area, Palmdale, California, High Desert Hobby, it will be in the parking lot from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So there you go. So we're going to get started on this thing. I don't know how difficult any of this stuff is going to be, because I haven't done any of these before. I know the newer body is way easier to get off than this K&N body, because of all the pins that this one holds. So I know we're going to have to get over to this button. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to pull the motor out of this thing to get this switch in there. But the first thing I'm going to do is throw this top plate on, because it seems to be the easiest. And this thing is super light for being metal. So we're going to get started with that. How does that sound? So if you want to see some of these modifications, I'm going to get them done. I've been doing a lot of wrenching lately, and that's because I have a lot of parts that I purchased that I got to literally get onto some of these RCs. I've got parts everywhere, and I'm way behind on repairs. So hopefully this stuff will come off relatively easy. Now it did come with 3 screws. Well, that one's not. and that one's not. So I'm going to have to try to hold this stuff, which normally if I just tighten down the bottom, oh, and the top is moving on that. So we're going to have to hold the top. While we tighten down the bottom. Hopefully that's tight enough to get these tops loose. Oh, the bottom is turning again. Wow. That is tight. Oh, that feels like it's going to break or strip. Really don't want to apply heat to that because that's all plastic. But maybe you got to ruin the top plate. To get those bolts out. That don't feel right. So I'm going to use the MIP. Oh, that will not budge. That is not good. I mean, I guess I could take the whole assembly off. Disconnect the steering. So the steering's disconnected. Now I guess we'll try to loosen it from the bottom. It's coming off from the bottom, but not the top. Really? Oh, man. Let me go grab a ratchet. I'll be right back. All right. So that was a mission. Ended up having to drill 2 bolts. So if that's something you haven't done before, that's what they look like when they use Loctite and they lock in. Here are the heads to the bolts. They ended up stripping out. This one actually ended up coming off with a reverse drill bit, and then this one I ended up drilling just the head, which is that piece right here, as you see. Reverse drill bit. I try to go the size of the hex bit so that it gives it more chances to grab it and then yank it out. On the one with a ton of Loctite on it, what I ended up doing was, that goes right with that one. This one went with this one. So I'll show you what I use to get these things out. So I ended up having to take the whole thing off like this, and I had to disconnect one of the bars because of the drive shaft that goes through it. You can't get it out, so I had to drill one on the chassis side and then one on the top plate side, which is this side. And the problem with the plastic top plate is you can't heat it up on the bolt without ruining the top plate, and I didn't want to do that, and I definitely didn't want to ruin any of the servo saver stuff. So that's about the size I use to drill one of these bolts, and I'll show you what I mean. This is a reverse drill bit, so what it does is it goes backwards and tries to unscrew the screw. So as you see, I try to make it the size of the head of the screw, and what that does is it'll take the tip of a good drill bit, try to re-grab this square. If it doesn't work, then what it'll do is just knock the head off, and then that'll leave you plenty of thread on the other side to put a pair of channel locks on it like this, so that where'd it go? So that you can grab it and unscrew it, or you can cut a slot into it and try to use a flathead. The problem with cutting a slot is that usually splits the 2 halves. So I use these adjustable vice grips. These are called lock jaws because they're self-adjusting, and you can adjust the tension through here. Unscrewing this out puts more tension, screwing it in puts less tension on locking the pliers. But once you knock the head off of it, you can take your heat then and heat up the bolt, because the plastic piece is out of the way. This piece is out of the way now. So you can actually heat it up to get that Loctite loose and get it out of there. So I didn't want to do all that on camera because it usually takes too much time to do all that on camera, and then the video will be way too long of drilling bolts. But if you want to see how I drill bolts, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a video on a stuck bolt and what I do to get it out. So now that I got metal all over the bench from drilling it, we're going to get our top plate put back together onto our servo saver. So that's going to go there. This is going to go this way. This is going to go, I believe, in here. But I need these inserts to go in the bottom of this. And I'm going to have to find a couple of screws now. And once you get it off the bottom, you can put your 10mm hex wrench on the bottom of it. So this should go like this, and the screw should go in there, which I don't think these are long enough. Yeah, that'll work. This should go this way. This will go this way. Let's move this one over like that. Grab another one of these. Now I am going to pull this top plate when it's all installed so that I can get a dab of Loctite on these things. There we go. That should hold everything together. So I need a nut on that. And then it's going to be this deal, which I believe we'll need a plug there. This plug isn't going to go in there, is it? Oh yeah, it is. This screw, and then I'll need this. Long part goes in to get all this put back in. It's a lot of work for this top plate when you have some bolts that strip out. While it's off, I'm probably going to adjust the servo saver. So there we go. Top plate's going to be like that. It's going to replace out that piece. I'm going to go ahead and have to find some hardware for the bolts that I drilled out. I'll be right back. Alright, so I got it slid back under over here. We're going to try to get this thing popped into here now. These bolts that changed out go to the support brace, and the front, there's 3 of them. They're now tapered head bolts. tell you what, this was a lot of work changing out this top plate, just because of the bolts that were in it. So now I'm going to throw the gas tank back in. Right, get the battery out of the drill. I got to charge up some batteries. So I did find a couple of replacement bolts. They're not the pan head like I need, but they'll work for now. They might be too long. Yep. Just had to be shorter. Now we'll get the nuts on. So it doesn't pull through the plastic. All right. 8mm. There we go, top plate is on. Now we're going to get this rear brace removed. Then we got to get the steering hook back up. And get this wheel off. And let's grab the brace. So yeah, that one goes all the way in. This way. go. Get these screws back in. All right. Man, that was a mission. That steering was a lot. But we got the rear brace in. We got the top plate on. Next thing we're going to work on is the kill switch. But I think that's going to end the video here since it's getting so long. We basically changed out two braces. The rear brace and the top plate. Shout out Smith RC Studios. If you haven't checked out his videos, go check him out. He's big into a lot of the 5th scale stuff, definitely the 2-stroke stuff. He does 2-stroke boats, nitro boats, and a lot of custom mod 2-stroke stuff. So like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna get this Losi buttoned up. I got to get a bunch of stuff put into the car now, so that we can get out to the swap meet tomorrow and get all the stuff I'm not using sold. So if you're gonna, come on out, check us out, High Desert Hobby, and we'll see you guys then. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.